You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again shaken the boxing world, calling out Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's latest fight. Famous for his flawless record and unmatched confidence, Mayweather didn't hold back, making it clear he's ready to step back into the ring for another high-stakes showdown. Fans and analysts are already buzzing at the thought of Mayweather taking on Crawford, a fighter many consider the most dangerous pound-for-pound talent alive. It's a matchup that adds fresh intrigue to boxing's ever-shifting landscape, and the tension is impossible to ignore.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford kept his unbeaten record intact by defeating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision, becoming the undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight went down at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13th, 2025, one of the year's most anticipated showdowns. Crawford climbed 2 weight classes for the challenge, stepping into the ring with unshakable confidence. And while Canelo carried the natural size and reputation for power, Crawford dictated the pace, using slick boxing, crisp footwork, and sharp combinations to erase every advantage.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I loved the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was gonna go. I didn't think the weight was gonna be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was gonna go. And I knew that Bud was only gonna get stronger and get bolder, and start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease.
Right.
You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. put his money on Terence Crawford, believing in his skills and trusting him to pull off the win against Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford entered as the underdog, Mayweather dropped a $50,000 bet on him, to win straight up at plus 148 odds. When Crawford walked away with the unanimous decision victory, that gamble turned into $124,000 in winnings. Mayweather's bet wasn't just about money. It was a statement of faith in Crawford's ability and proof of his sharp understanding of boxing's dynamics.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has also left no doubt about where he stands in the pound-for-pound debate, declaring Terence Crawford the #1 fighter in the world today. After Crawford's brilliant performance against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his complete skill set, his discipline, and his dominance across multiple weight divisions. To Mayweather, pound for pound isn't just about stacking up titles. It's about proving time and time again that you're better than the best. And in his eyes, Crawford has done exactly that. By beating elite champions and staying undefeated, he cemented himself as the man to beat in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as #1.
Crawford has long admired Mayweather's approach to boxing, not just his brilliance in the ring, but the way he shaped his career and protected his legacy. Over time, that admiration grew into a genuine connection between them. Crawford has often received bits of guidance and advice from Mayweather, and he doesn't just listen, he puts it into practice. Their relationship shows a deeper bond, one built on ambition, legacy, and shared understanding of what it really takes to reach true greatness in the sport.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
Recently, Canelo Alvarez made a striking admission at a press conference stating, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." The comment carried weight, especially since Alvarez had suffered his first professional defeat to Mayweather back in 2013, when he was just 23 and still undefeated. Against Crawford, however, it was a different story. Crawford delivered a masterclass, using superior hand speed, precise footwork, and flawless tactics to control all 12 rounds. Even after moving up 2 full weight divisions, he neutralized Alvarez's trademark power with sharp defense and pinpoint counters.
It's with Fight Hub TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
It's my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because, imagine. So I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly, for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Following Canelo Alvarez's bold claim that Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, fired back with a critical response. He argued that Canelo's words weren't purely about praise, but rather a calculated attempt to elevate Crawford's legacy, making Canelo's own loss appear more respectable in hindsight. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo's defeat to Floyd happened when the Mexican superstar was already in his prime, dismissing any notion that Mayweather was past his best. And when it came to defense, Jeff drew a hard line, acknowledging Crawford's brilliance, but insisting that no one, not even Crawford, could match Floyd's unmatched defensive mastery.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So.
Yeah. What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah,
to a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people. But
how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose?
20s.
I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
But don't you?
Want to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett has added his voice to the heated Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Terence Crawford debate, firmly siding with Money Mayweather. While he praised Crawford's historic victory over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argued that Mayweather's defensive brilliance and unrivaled ring IQ still put him on another level. He pointed out that Crawford is special, but Mayweather's spotless record and dominance across weight classes cement a legacy that's nearly untouchable. Hackett's stance underlines just how divided the boxing world remains when it comes to crowning the true pound-for-pound king of this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has pushed back hard on Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. according to Hearn. Crawford's resume simply doesn't stack up. He argued that many of Crawford's biggest wins came against fighters who were past their best, while Mayweather consistently dominated elite opposition across multiple weight classes. Hearn acknowledged Crawford's historic win over Canelo, but stressed that one fight doesn't outweigh the depth of Mayweather's career. For Hearn, Floyd's legacy remains unmatched.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. It's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa. You know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmelo Martin recently reaffirmed his belief that Floyd Mayweather will always be the GOAT. Even with the buzz surrounding Terence Crawford's dominance, Martin stressed that Mayweather's flawless record, unmatched ring IQ, defensive brilliance, and sustained supremacy across multiple divisions set a standard few can never touch. While he acknowledged Crawford's greatness, especially his victory over Canelo, Martin argued that true legacy isn't defined by a single night. It's about longevity, consistent excellence, and making history while staying undefeated at the very top. In his eyes, Crawford is elite, but Mayweather's legacy still belongs in a league of its own.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, you know, two-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, you know, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. You know, we've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford like a little bigger.
Taller, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, really just we're going to see tomorrow, you know, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. You know, I feel like it's even playing fields, and, you know, both guys coming ready, so we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is the greatest, but does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. You know, of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Terence Crawford addressed the constant comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., stressing that every fighter should be celebrated within the context of their own era. Crawford declared that he is the greatest of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and that direct comparisons are unnecessary. His stance reflects both confidence in his accomplishments and his determination to build a legacy that stands apart from past legends. Following his historic victory over Canelo Alvarez, Crawford's longtime trainer, Ryan Bomac McIntyre, also urged patience regarding what comes next. He made it clear there would be no rush into another fight, explaining that Crawford has just secured one of the biggest wins of his career and needs time to recover. After the grueling preparation and 12 hard rounds in Las Vegas, Bomac emphasized that rest is the priority. For now, Crawford deserves a chance to enjoy his achievement, recharge physically and mentally, and only then consider the next chapter of his already legendary career.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, you know, right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
And for you.
Hey, this is thing. Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. You know, everybody.
Bernie Thigh boxer, a close ally of Terence Crawford, fired off a blistering critique in the aftermath of the Canelo fight, insisting that they tried to rob us. He argued that the official scorecards failed to reflect Crawford's dominance, with too many rounds scored too close for comfort. According to Bernie, Crawford controlled the action from start to finish, dictating the pace, showcasing superior fundamentals, and consistently outworking Canelo. Yet the judges didn't reward those aspects as clearly as they should have. Despite Crawford's unanimous decision victory, Bernie believes the margins on the cards fell short of justice. His outburst underscores how judging in boxing continues to spark controversy, even when the winner appears undeniable.
This is the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take a punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed him. Crawford the best, man.
Meanwhile, Floyd Mayweather offers a unique perspective on this matchup, having faced and defeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013, when Canelo was still undefeated and rapidly rising. That victory remains a signature highlight of Mayweather's legendary career, a masterclass in defensive brilliance and ring IQ. Now, years later, Mayweather has shifted his focus to Terence Crawford, the man who just decisively conquered Canelo. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather isn't just reigniting buzz in the boxing world, he's also sending a clear reminder that he still considers himself capable of sharing the ring with the very best.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23?
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him because, beat him. If you beat him, you want to be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter, but I learned.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford could set the stage for one of the biggest fights in boxing history? Or should money stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.